The Great Flood crashes onto Netflix with a controversy that's shaking viewers. What if this apocalyptic water wasn't just a natural disaster, but the result of warnings that were ignored and science that was silenced? Imagine Seoul drowning floor by floor while a single mother, her young son, and a conflicted security officer fight not just the rising water, but the truth behind why no one was ready for it. This isn't just a disaster movie. It's a brutal question to all of us. When data screams danger, who listens, who profits, and who is left to die? The Great Flood is a 2025 South Korean sci-fi disaster film released globally on Netflix on December 19th. Directed and co-written by Kim Byung-woo, known for Tense, contained thrillers like The Terror Live. The story traps humanity's last hope inside a flooded high-rise as a catastrophic global deluge swallows cities, with Kim Da-mi and Park Hae-soo leading the desperate struggle to survive inside a sinking apartment building. Kim Da-mi plays Anna, often written Anna, an AI development researcher, while Park Hae-soo plays Hee-jo, a security team member tasked with getting her to the rooftop because her work may hold the key to humanity's future. Child actor Kwon Yoon-seong plays Ja-in, Anna's young son, who becomes the emotional core of the story as they climb higher and higher while the world outside disappears underwater. The film opens on a bruised Seoul skyline under torrential rain, sirens wailing as power flickers and TV warnings urge citizens to reach higher ground. Inside a cramped apartment, Anna is having breakfast with Ja-in when emergency alerts break in, their normal morning shattered as water begins to seep into the lower floors of their building. As they flee to the stairwell, chaos erupts. Neighbors stampede, people fight over space, and every step up feels like one step further away from the life they knew. Ja-in slips on the soaked stairs and almost falls, but Anna drags him back up while clutching his medicine. Tiny human details that make the disaster feel painfully real. While the original marketing emphasizes a mysterious global flood caused by an asteroid impact and climate chaos, your script adds a powerful speculative twist. An AI-based flood prediction system whose data was ignored by those in power, turning a predictable catastrophe into an unforgivable crime. In this enhanced version, Anna isn't just a random victim. She helped build that AI, and she knows the system flagged the scale and timing of the flood months in advance, warnings that bureaucrats and corporate interests buried. This makes every submerged corridor and drowned street feel like evidence, not just tragedy, and transforms the film into a moral thriller about scientific responsibility, negligence, and greed. As the water level surges, Hee-jo enters the story as more than just a rescuer. He's connected to the system that failed. Over radio and phone, he orders residents to higher floors and coordinates helicopter pickups, but he too carries guilt over delayed evacuations and compromised decisions. The tension between him and Anna sharpens when she reveals on the rooftop that her AI model had accurately predicted this flood, only for its findings to be dismissed as alarmist, politically inconvenient data. When breaking news flashes across a soaked TV on the roof, government under fire for ignoring scientific warnings, the survival narrative collides with a national scandal. From here, the emotional stakes explode. Trapped residents pack the rooftop, clutching pets, bags, and each other as the water creeps toward the parapet and the helicopter blades whip rain into their faces. Hee-jo rallies them. "We're one team now, we move together," while silently battling the knowledge that his orders came from the same system that silenced Anna. Ja-in, wearing a too-big crash helmet, becomes both burden and beacon. In one nerve-shredding moment, he's lifted toward the helicopter while Anna can only scream his name over the roar of the storm, forced to trust strangers with the only person she lives for. The film layers in harrowing vignettes. An elderly couple waiting calmly for the end, a child trapped in an elevator, a woman going into labor as water rises, showing humanity at its most fragile and most stubborn. Your script's added twists deepen that fragility into ethical horror. On the rooftop, Anna confesses that her AI wasn't just rough data, but a precise model that corporate and government partners actively toned down, fearing economic backlash from evacuations and infrastructure upgrades. Hijo, shocked, realizes that he enforced evacuation timing based on those sanitized reports, making him an unwilling accomplice. This revelation sets up brutal questions for the audience. If you learned that someone next to you on that roof helped bury the truth, would you save them when they slip? When a panicked official who once ignored Anna's emails dangles from the edge, begging for help as waves slam the building, does she grab his hand or let the water finish what he started? Visually, the Great Flood leans into claustrophobic tension, long, narrow corridors filling like aquariums, stairwells turning into vertical rivers, and apartments transforming into underwater tombs lit by flickering emergency lights. Practical water effects and heavy use of flooded sets, as highlighted in early reviews, give the action weight. Every fall, every gasp, every submerged struggle feels physically exhausting. Outside the building, the city is suggested through ominous glimpses: buses half submerged at intersections, distant sirens fading under rolling thunder, and a skyline slowly vanishing beneath churning gray water. As the story pushes toward its climax, the Great Flood swerves harder into sci-fi territory, revealing Anna's larger role in a secret research initiative tied to humanity's survival. Hijo informs her that the flood is global, not local, triggered by a catastrophic impact in the polar regions, and that international agencies see her AI work as critical for the next stage of human planning. This revelation reframes Hijo's mission. He isn't just a random rescuer, he's part of a security team tasked specifically with extracting her and Jae-in because their survival may decide whether humanity gets a second chance. The thriller stops being only, will they make it off this roof? And becomes, if they don't, does the rest of the world drown with them? The helicopter pulls away slowly, its blades cutting through the last sheets of rain. Below, the apartment building sinks into the water, floor by floor, until only the rooftop light flickers once and disappears. Inside the helicopter, no one speaks. Anna sits pressed against the wall, soaked, trembling, her arms wrapped tightly around Ja-in. He is silent now, his small body finally giving in to exhaustion. His fingers clutch the strap of her jacket as if afraid she might vanish too. Hijo watches them from across the cabin. His face is rigid, eyes fixed on the shrinking shape of Seoul beneath them, a city turning into a gray, endless sea. The radio crackles with overlapping distress calls, voices from other rooftops, other buildings, some hopeful, some already too late. The helicopter banks, revealing the scale of the disaster. Streets are gone. Bridges sit half submerged. Emergency lights blink weakly from rooftops like dying stars. The sound of sirens fades under the roar of wind and water. As the storm finally loosens its grip on the city, silence settles over what remains of Seoul. From the higher ground, the flooded skyline looks unreal. Buildings half buried, streets erased, lives paused between loss and survival. Anna stands with Ja-in held close, Hijo nearby, all three watching the water slowly recede while rescue lights flicker across the horizon. The world has been changed by what was ignored, and the cost is written into the drowned city below. Somewhere beyond the noise of helicopters and breaking waves, the truth has surfaced at last. But whether humanity will listen next time remains uncertain, hanging in the quiet air as the sun rises over a future that demands accountability as much as hope. Hijo, shocked, realizes that he enforced evacuation timing based on those sanitized reports, making him an unwilling accomplice. This revelation sets up brutal questions for the audience. If you learned that someone next to you on that roof helped bury the truth, would you save them when they slip? And as the sun rises over the wreckage, its light feels less like comfort and more like a question, whether humanity will listen when the next warning comes, or once again wait until the water is already at its door. In your enhanced narrative, the moral and emotional climax hits when the helicopter can only take a few more people, and the water is practically licking the soles of their shoes. Ja-in is pulled aboard first, symbolizing a future that may outlive the guilt and mistakes of the adults around him. Anna, Still on the roof, locks eyes with Hee-jo as another wave smashes into the building. In that split second, they must choose whether to save the official who ignored the AI warnings or use the last seconds and strength to secure their own escape. Your version invites the audience to predict and argue over that moment. Does forgiveness win? Or does justice finally come with the water? The resolution slows down into a bittersweet, almost eerie calm. A news montage plays, governments forced into public inquiries, panels admitting that early AI warning systems were discounted, and debates erupting over who should control predictive technologies that might decide life and death. Aerial shots glide over a half-submerged Seoul as rescue helicopters dot the sky and makeshift camps sprout on higher ground, while the apartment building where so much happened sits like a scar on the new shoreline. In the final image, An-na watches the receding water with Ja-in by her side and Hee-jo nearby, the reflection of the sky and rising sun flickering in her eyes. Hope, trauma, and responsibility all mixed in one look. Just before the credits end, your script can tease a chilling final beat. An updated AI model flashes a new alert, this time for another part of the world, raising the question, will anyone listen now? Around the film, real-life conversation has latched onto the cast as well. Park Hae-soo, already famous for morally complex roles in projects like Squid Game, once again plays a character whose choices are debated online. Is Hee-jo a hero doing his best inside a broken system, or part of the machine that got people killed? Kim Da-mi continues to build her image as a fearless, emotional lead, and older dating rumors with Park Seo-joon occasionally resurface in fan chatter, though they have never been confirmed and remain just part of the speculative celebrity ecosystem. These discussions, combined with the film's release during a period of real-world flooding and climate anxiety, give The Great Flood an extra layer of relevance and controversy as people argue whether it is too soon or exactly the kind of story audiences need.